Have you ever had a 4-year-old try to get you fired? Well, I have, and I wish I could say this is the only time it's happened. So I worked at this rough preschool in the hood, right? It's Talk About It Thursday. My students get to come up, talk about whatever they want for 90 seconds. My director's in there observing my class. Gavin, he gets to the front and he's like, yesterday, me and Mr. Hills, we were popping pills. I said, absolutely not. When did that happen? He said, you remember yesterday at Dramatic Play, we were popping pills? I was like, you talking about the Smarties I gave you for having a good day yesterday? He's like, yes. I said, Gavin, those aren't pills. He's like, yes, Mr. Hills, you shouldn't be taking things if you don't know what they are. I was like, Gavin, what are you talking about? I'm the one who gave it to you. And he's going to talk about, you see, so Mr. Hill's giving pills to kids. Absolutely not. No, thank you. Those were Smarties. He's like, well, I was pretending like that they were pills. I said, no, thank you. My director was like, Gavin, you shouldn't say things like that because you can get a teacher in trouble or fired. He's like, yeah, I was trying to get Mr. Hills fired because he called my mom. I said, first off, last time I called your mom was a week or two ago, and that's because you swung on Derek. And he gonna talk about, well, Derek knew that me and Tammy were together, and Derek still went and gave Tammy a hug, but that's why Tammy's for the streets. Absolutely not. No thank. Miss Martinez, let's go ahead and call Gavin's mom. Yeah, we gotta nip this in the bud. He gonna talk about, there you go with that snitching. Absolutely not. No thank you. Those aren't school words. Y'all, I need a safe place to vent, all right? Because I volunteer at an after-school program, giving back to my community, working with these teenage students, right? And today, I was explaining to them about me having to get a bone marrow biopsy a few months back. They didn't know what that was. So I'm explaining it to them. I'm explaining to them everything I had to go through, how I'm terrified of needles, how they had to give me like 6 shots in my back to numbed area, and how they came in with this huge needle that was almost like a drill, and I'm laying on my stomach out there, drilling into my lower back to get the bone marrow and a piece of bone, right? It took me 15 minutes to explain everything to them. It took them 15 seconds to flip my whole story around. Twan going to talk about, wait a minute, so Mr. Hills, what you saying is that you was laying on your stomach while there's a man behind you giving you back shots. Absolutely. First off, my doctor was a female. It was a female doctor. He going to talk about, oh, so she was strapped up giving you them back shots. Absolutely not, Twan. That's not what I said. He's like, yeah, I heard you say that you were laying on your stomach and she was drilling into that back. Twan, yeah, no, so no, see, you're making it sound some type of way. He's like, no, I'm just saying everything you said. And I said, no, like she gave me 6 shots in my back to numbed area. He said, so you took 6 back shots and you couldn't even feel anything anymore. Twan, to stop playing with me, Twan. Stop playing with me because you play with me, I'm about to play with your mama like everybody in the hood has. See, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that. So I had this white 8-year-old student named Bradley who identified as step black because the stepfather was black. So this one day, Jasmine, she comes up to me. She's like, Mr. Hills, I'm not talking to Bradley anymore. I said, why? What happened? She's like, just because he's light-skinned, yellow bone, he think he could just do whatever he want, like he's Chris Brown. I was like, first off, Bradley's not light-skinned, yellow bone. He's nowhere near yellow. He's the color of bone, but he's not yellow bone. Bradley over here, Bradley's like, Mr. Hills, why you being a hater? Some people do say I'm a yellow bone. I said, nobody says you're a yellow bone. And I was like, well, what happened? Jasmine's like, well, he wrote this note to Simone. And on the note, he's saying some stuff on it. I said, well, let me see that note. I look at the note. The note said, even though I'm not your man, you're not my girl, I'm going to call you my shawty. I can't stand to see you treated bad. I beat his ass for my shawty. And I was like, hold on, who you trying to whip, Bradley? He's like, nobody, Mr. Hill. I'm just saying, I don't like to see nobody treated wrong, especially a black queen. It don't even matter who it is. I read it again. He going to talk about, we ain't do nothing we ain't supposed to do because you're my shawty. And I was like, wait, Bradley, is this T-Pain? Bro, did you write you wrote a whole T-Pain lyrics to Simone? Yep. I can see why Jasmine's about to leave you. Then Bradley gonna talk about, Mr. Hill, you know what makes me mad about you? I was like, what's that, Bradley? He said, the fact that you know that black men don't cheat, but you still threw a brother under the bus. I didn't tell you to write it. All I did was read it. Didn't nobody tell you to listen to T-Pain? Wait, are you considered a brother?
Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment.